Hello and welcome to Magical Marker, a game of Dungeons and Dragons and drawings. We're a bunch of cartoonists and illustrators who won't just be playing the game, but doodling what happens along the way. It's a PG-13 story of teens and tweens on their first big adventure on their own. Let's introduce our cast. Let's start off with Boya.
My name is Boya. I play a character whose name is Bug, and he is a bugbear warlock. He's 12 years old.
Priscilla.
Hi, I'm Priscilla, and I play Isburiel, the half-elf bard, who is 17 years old.
Caitlin.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I play Zip. She is a drow fighter, and she's 16 years old.
Matt.
Hello, my name's Matt. I play Swell. He's a 15-year-old Water the Ganassi cleric.
And I'm your Dungeon Master, Brian. I'm currently running the party's NPC companion, Sutran, a magically animated severed hand of a spellcaster from decades ago, who's searching for her other hand so she can magic herself back a body. Previously, our heroes had partied hard in a graveyard and abandoned mines of Thunderroot, a tropical town known for its bright dyes and beryl gems. On 2 occasions, the dead had risen and attacked teen partiers. Once was weird, twice was a pattern. Worse still, the undead didn't just attack on the second night, but managed to kill one of the locals, who died in Isburiel's arms. The group confronted the teens and investigated the scene, taking the bone flute from musician Laura Pearlsong, who happened to be jamming with Ys when the unquiet dead appeared. It didn't appear to have any necromantic powers, only melodic ones. Everyone started to leave the mines and the village, and the adults became aware that the kids had snuck away for a forbidden fete, and one of them didn't make it back out alive. They were quite incensed about that. Our heroes just walked past and tried to rest at the inn. Guards arrived who were going to escort them out of town after their rest to avoid the parents looking for blood. But Isburiel aggravated them and got the party kicked out before Swell could finish his sleep. Coldly, East let himself be escorted out of town, and the rest of the crew hurried after him. Once outside of town, and out of eyesight, the teens bushwhacked back to the scene of the first night's party, the giant tree where the town buries their dead, in among its partially exposed roots. Here they wait to see if anyone comes back to the scene of the crime. This is where we left off last week. It is currently about 2 in the afternoon, 2 or 3 in the afternoon, when you guys arrived back at the tree.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys were just going to camp out there for a while, was my understanding.
Until I can get a rest in, at least.
All right.
And Isburiel would like to get a short rest in.
Okay.
Not that he phrases it as such, but...
Wait, did we find a hiding space, or are we out in open?
I think you guys did a stealth check, and you guys, could run back down and, look. Yeah, I can see you guys. You guys figured out what was a pretty good hiding spot. And yeah, the sun is very warm. You hear the sounds of the tropical birds singing their songs, the insects coming and biting your skin, while Isburiel relaxes and rests and tries to calm their mind. And an hour passes. Swell's still asleep, in a hammock perhaps, swaying gently in the breeze. Sun still hot overhead. Many of you sweating, especially Isburiel, who's dressed, I think, in several layers.
Oh no, these days I'm basically wearing a shirt underneath the armor, and that's about it.
Okay. I thought there was like leather pants or something involved, and I thought that would be pretty warm.
Hopefully, eventually, yeah.
Okay.
All of his clothes are either too loose or too tight.
So you...
It's a good visual for some reason, I don't know why.
You guys continue to wait, and the sun is starting to, it's starting to arc down. Swell wakes up. You guys are thinking it's probably getting around dinner time. Your tummies are rumbly. You didn't get a great breakfast. You've been snacking on what you managed to grab in the charcuterie board that you stuffed in Boxy. And you've been doing that during the day, but it's nighttime now. Or it's not night. Sorry, it's not nighttime. It's sort of later in the day where Swell wakes up and is ready for breakfast, and you guys are maybe thinking that people in town are settling down to dinner. And go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that this boy is sort of very quietly. He's not actually playing his instrument so much as sort of plucking it very lightly. I'm basically just doing a song of rest. It's something very slow and a little bit mournful. It's a little bit different from some of the stuff that you've probably heard him play before.
Okay. And Song of Rest helps people get hit points back if they're trying to get hit points back. Is anybody trying to get
He's
hit
been
points
hit by-
back?
I am.
Okay.
I am, but the longer way.
All right. So, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, did I get a long rest at the inn? Yeah.
Because you only need 4 hours being an elf. And Bug had already had 4 hours sleeping at the party.
That's right.
So you two woke up earlier. He only needs 4 hours sleep as well. Swell was the only one who is having difficulty getting in the 8 hours.
I have a question about that. Is Asperial half elf, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking.
You guys start to hear some noise coming from the direction that you guys came here from. So the bushwhacking and the trails behind you.
Immediately stop playing. Go into stealth mode. Which basically is just kind of hiding on the opposite side of the trees, or in our hiding place, and just trying to be very quiet.
I'm also going to hide, but have my sword ready.
Hunting chameleons.
You guys are waiting there to see what you see. You're hidden down between the ferns and the tropical flowers, and they smell quite nice. You spot 3 familiar figures walking towards you, pushing their way, and one of them saying, "They went this way. I know they did." And there's a panther-like tabaxi, who you haven't spoken to much, but was definitely at the party. There was Yarva, the dwarf, who had traveled around to all the different places outside of Thunderroot and had been having some interesting conversations with Swell. And there's the muscly, cobra-headed Wanti, who Zip was jealously flirting with.
It's your boy.
Snake boy.
And the 3 of them are making their way in your direction and are making sort of will approach where you are if they continue on their path.
How well are we hidden from them?
You think that like right now there's no way they could see you, but you think if they come up to where you are, they will see you. Like you're not going to be like, you're not hidden so well that if they walk past you, they're like, where did they go? But anybody approaching from different angles wouldn't know that there was somebody here. But the tabaxi
Get a
seems
read
to be
on-
tracking.
I get a read on their air.
Yeah, give me.
Do they seem hassled or afraid or?
Like, are they here for revenge, or are they?
Give me an insight.
Ooh, natural 20.
Nice.
Natural 20. Nice. So you notice that the group is a little bit nervous, a little bit excited, and a little bit worried. Their eyes are all kind of red from crying and being sad, still kind of puffy. And, you know, with even a 20, you notice that, like, the voices that they're having, that you're hearing, are a bit raspy, as if, like, they've been yelling. And have lost their voice a bit. And you also noticed that they all seem to have packs with them. that they're carrying stuff as if they're not just planning on, coming out for, a drink in the forest and a picnic or something, but they're planning to come out for a longer amount of time.
Are they
And
carrying weapons?
the tabaxi has a machete and is using that to try and help get their way through. The dwarf Yarva has a staff that she's using like a walking stick to help her. It doesn't look like she needs it to help her walk, but she has it in case, she might need to go up a mountainside or like a hillside or something like that. Like it looks like it could be used as a weapon as well. And the Wanti has a spear with them. They're not like brandishing it, like they're not like this. They're like, just walking around, kind of casually swinging it as they walk.
I can look at the others for a moment, and then kind of shake my head a little inside myself, but I don't step forward.
Well, I'm going to defer to Isburiel on this because I feel like it's kind of his deal. So I'm just going to hang back and wait and see what he does.
You said I am awake now?
You're sitting there having your breakfast charcuterie.
Fancy Lunchable.
I don't. What are they? Are they looking for us? That was quiet.
Okay.
That was just me trying to do
Okay.
a stronger Australian accent.
Okay. I mean, it looks like they're coming after us of some sort of foolish scheme of maybe joining us in an adventure or something.
Trying to kill us?
I don't think so. Their manner is not hostile in that sense. But I think if they joined us, then he seems to be getting a little bit worked up, and he says, "Didn't they saw how? What was his name? He would know. They saw how Randrick died. Why would they? They're not even gifted. What the heck?"
Perhaps they are gifted. Maybe we should hear them out at least.
Do you want to be responsible?
Undead.
Not really. I want to be responsible for more.
Maybe they would know. Maybe they will have some information we need. Like know where. Are you waiting for? Are you waiting for Laura? Is that her name?
Yes, I was. I'm hoping to catch her.
Yeah, maybe they know where she is.
Well, I know where she lives already.
Well, since we can't go into the city, maybe they can help us.
Maybe they can bring her out. Unless they're not allowed back in again.
Think about this for a second, and then just raises the hand and says, "Do what you will, but I will not be responsible for it."
Look to the other two.
I'm neutral. It's
How far away are they?
They're getting pretty close now. They're probably within 60 feet.
Okay. I'm just gonna look to the others and just be like, shh, and have like this really like cheeky look on my face. And then when they get to within like 20 feet, I'm just gonna jump out and be like, "Oi!" and try and scare them.
All right. Let's do a perception check for them. None of them spot you until you jump out. They're like, "Ah, oh, ah!" And there's a look of relief and relaxation on their face upon seeing you. They're like, "Oh, Thank goodness we found you. That's Yarva saying that. And it's like, oh, are you okay? Did they hurt you?
Nah, I mean, we're good. I mean, you know, the mental anguish will go away eventually, but we're, physically unharmed.
I heard they cut Espurial.
Did they? I think one of the guards was a bit of a nitwit, but he got as good as he gave, so.
Oh, okay. I looked fine.
What?
Well,
He's Boreal keeping stone face,
Okay,
but
okay.
he's definitely not giving as good as he gave. By no means whatsoever.
Swell was dreaming. So,
Yeah.
whatever Swell dreamt.
Yeah. Yep.
He's also just very confident in his friend's abilities, so. What are you lot doing out here? What, did they kick you out as well?
No, we just took off. If our families are going to act like that, if they're going to try and run out anybody who does anything that's, actually helpful, we don't want to be around them. The things that they were saying, no, we're done.
What did they say?
Our town isn't particularly fond of outsiders to begin with, unless they're coming to buy things. You were pretty welcome the first day when you were flashing your cash around and buying bolts of fabric, but knowing that you brought any sort of trouble, they're not cool with that. Their xenophobia really came out.
Oh.
And we're not down with that. And we don't want to be a part of this anymore. And we wanted to catch up to you and see if we could maybe travel with you for a bit, at least maybe to some other towns or something, figure out what we're going to do.
I mean, there's a really cool Tabaxi place not too far away. They were pretty cool there. And I think, are we heading back in that direction?
You are headed in the opposite direction.
Oh, no, wait. Out of character. Are we not going back to the volcano?
Oh, wait. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
You
we
might...
had discussed it briefly, but I don't think we actually came to a specific thing. We can maybe we can do a flashback and talk about it while we're resting.
I thought that it was going to be based on partially what happened in this village.
Right.
And
Probably a
like
little
what
bit.
happened with Lara and, you're resolving some of those things.
Mm.
So you were thinking like, yeah, maybe we should just go explore what's going on in the volcano.
No, I
what
think
Boreal had said.
the plan is to go back and see about, because one of the monsters from the Chimera was quote unquote killed there.
Yeah.
Or sealed there.
Yeah. So it'd be a good opportunity to get some intel before we moved on, actually. But anyway. So yeah, I'll just tell them kind of vaguely, oh, we might be heading back to this Tabaxi village that we came from, and they're pretty cool there.
And the Tabaxi says, just because I'm a Tabaxi, you think I want to go live with more Tabaxis?
No, that's not what I meant. And he's gonna get all red and embarrassed. Just that they were really cool, and that they can use some more cool people like you. There is what I mean.
You're not planning to summon more of your undead friends, are you? And then pin the blame on us?
So this is the first time Zip's talking, so like you're just popping up and saying this now?
From between the ferns.
Yeah. You're like, evil elf. All right. Zip. Yeah. And the Wanty winks at you. It's like, all right. Yeah, no. We didn't bring anything to life. That was something weird going on. I don't think it was Lara. I don't think it was East Boreal. Maybe it was both of them together doing something, but I mean, I thought it was I thought it was something else. Definitely wasn't us. We've partied in those mines plenty of times.
And Lara's played
It
that.
was very convenient that they would show up when we're in town. Almost like it was a trap or something.
Well, the people in town are talking about how you're the ones that caused the problem. And I'm not going to say either thing. I'm saying you guys fought against them, so you obviously didn't try to start it. That didn't mean that they didn't come because of you. I think that's only fair to acknowledge.
Okay, hold on. I'm like, you see like a little fuse. Well, you don't actually see it, but like, cartoonishly, a fuse just sparks in Swell's brain. And he says, have the undead ever come back before? Is this like the first time it's ever happened, or is it like, does it happen a lot?
Nope. I mean, sometimes we get to speak to our relatives, on once a month at Soul's Eve. Sometimes if we wait beneath this tree over here, Lundario's roots, sometimes we're able to commune with our ancestors and speak with them, but nothing like, walkie-talkie, bitey undead.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. I just thought maybe we were being framed by someone, like, and maybe they done it with some other outsiders,
Can I, since one of the other kids mentioned something about maybe it was the two of them together, I think last time I tried to think about it, I failed that check. Can I try again?
Oh, I think last week you did discover it.
Did I?
Yeah.
I thought it was just me thinking that it was when I played it. Okay, maybe. For some reason, I thought that hadn't happened, or I had failed that.
You initially had, but I think you said, since I'm getting new information, like Swell basically spelled out what they had figured out, because they had made the check and made the assumption. And you're like, oh, now that Swell is vocalizing this, can I know it too? And I said, yeah.
I think Swella just said that Laura had a blown flute. And I don't know if you mentioned anything about Espurial, the both of them also playing at the same time. But
right.
Maybe I did. Yeah, I don't remember. So we'll just say that it's just for the sake of speed.
You put 2 and 2 together.
Mm-hmm. Espurial then pops up from another direction.
What? Yes.
Do you know anything about an orange-haired man named Donk?
Yeah. Dunk was here like about a little over a year ago, gave Lara the flute. Pretty cool dude. Gave us a lot of music.
Mm. What was this other? What other music did he give you? Was one of them the song that Laura was playing last night?
I don't know. What was the song you were playing last night, Ys?
Don't actually remember what she was saying or what he was playing when. Because he did a song about, like, with the Titan Slayer thing, but instead of the unknown Titan Slayers, he put in their names. But I don't think that was the one where she was playing, was it?
So the first night you were doing a Doomhilda song.
Yes.
And the second night, I think you were just trying to do a popular dancing song, and you didn't specify what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong.
No, I think you did. You sang a song about the Titan Slayers, but then like put their names in.
Yeah.
And then I think, did you add us as well?
No.
Oh, okay.
I did. Yeah, because it wasn't during that song, because afterwards everyone was like, "How did you know that about that?" And I was like, "Oh, because we were mentored by them. We're the teenage Titan mentor slayers. Teenage mentor Titan slayers." So it had to have, I think that was the midnight song, and then later he played again before, which was, I don't know that it was specified.
So that means it's up to you, to Isburiel. Do you want to name the song that you were playing? Or do you want me to tell you what it was?
If it's she was asking what Laura was, oh no, but that's right, it's really did say. Yeah, I think it was just a popular ballad thing. So go ahead if you like to fill it in.
Okay, we'll say that the song is if it was a popular song that was known out here, we'll say that it's a fairly old song. That was maybe about it was like a get up and grab somebody and take them to the floor song. It was definitely like a let's get dancing party song then. And I'm going to say it's an old gnomish song from the Tri-Rhyme that they would do on cold winter nights, trying to get everybody's spirits up and going. And they know it down here because they would import their hot chocolate from down here in this area, and it's been around for long enough that somebody has passed it around, and it's been like it's one of the most popular songs, like the equivalent of "I Like to Move It" or something that's been. If there were TV in this world, it would have been used in advertising and commercials. People, it wouldn't just be a cool song; it would be like a jingle everyone knows. So to go back to it, your snake-headed friend says, like, yeah, I don't know what songs. It was just kind of like a big dump he gave on us of stuff. I mean, there was some smooth sayer, there was some rock music, there was Tinkertronic, and they do the music that's all like made with clockwork devices.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's very experimental. I've never quite. There's a little bit too much math in it for me.
Yeah. But no, I think both those songs are pretty old classics. He brought us more modern stuff, things that he'd heard in his travels around the world. He brought stuff from all over.
But he's just like this guy, right? Like he's not anything in particular. Like
he said he was on a walkabout to learn stuff. He was coming around to, experience the world and see what it had to offer, and was really into. I didn't really talk to him much because he was like really in his head, kind of a dork. Yeah.
oh, okay.
The guys you were talking to at the party, he was talking to them a lot.
But those guys were cool.
No
man.
offense.
They were super cool. What do you mean?
I mean,
I'm gonna get a little pouty.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Brovon teaches us that we should be exercising our mind and our body, but his stuff was a little wonky.
Okay.
Like, he had some ideas about, he kept talking about art, and like, I like myself a nice oil painting of like, maybe an attractive woman, or a bowl of delicious food or something, or a landscape of something. And he was all, that's not real art, blah blah blah. And I was just basically tuning him out.
You have a painting of an attractive snake man.
Yeah.
Sure, I mean that could be cool. I would, if you want to show me. I mean that's fine, but
apropos nothing. But he thinks about it and says, "Where is Laura?" And right now, do you know?
She's at her home, and she's just a mess. We tried to talk to her, and she's just really. She cried herself to sleep. And
do we still have the flute?
Mm-hmm.
Bug picked up the flute because he's for real threw it on the ground.
I'm drawing with it right now. on the floor behind the
Mhm.
tree, with not much interest in the conversation. I'm just
Mhm.
trying behind the tree with the flute.
I kind of look around. I think I'm still attuned to the flute, unless Bug attuned to it in the meantime.
Did you want to
Okay.
attune to it, Bug?
Wait, what does that mean?
It means that you hang out with it with an hour trying to understand its magical nature, and then you can use whatever magical powers it has.
Okay, yeah, I maybe I want to do that. Yeah.
That's something you would definitely know about from, I don't know if you have any magic items that require attunement right now, but your master, Zug, would have definitely told you about that, because his job was basically making magic items for people, right? So he knows all about
So
it.
can the instrument be attuned to one person at a time?
That's correct.
Oh, okay. Then it's okay. No, I've been just drawing with it.
Okay.
Using it as a stick. Hitting things with it.
It seems very durable because it's a magic item. It doesn't break when you dig with it in the dirt like a regular twig or bone would.
Makes an ideal digging tool.
Yeah, I'm digging with the mouthpiece facing down into the dirt.
That's the point. I'd say. Well, he seems to have cooled down a bit, or at least he's not as like intensely purposeful as he seemed to be this morning or last night. As I see it, there are a few possible ways this could be or go. Either Lara is in on it and deliberately set us up, or there was something about the interaction of the flute's magic and the gifted playing that causes this, or this donk, whoever this is, gave this flute in the hopes of creating some sort of chaos behind him. And Lara is not at fault. But if that is the case, then there may be something in that music that he gave as well. There may not, of course.
At this point, the tabaxi slings off the backpack and says, "Here, you're welcome to go through my, go through my tune wheel. Look at the selections. Maybe there's something there that'll spark something for you. I got most of the stuff. He was the DJ, the guy who was DJing the party.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
At least for part of the night. There were a few different
Yeah.
DJs that passed off, but he was one of the DJs. He's like, yeah, just go ahead, see what maybe something will spark. If you're saying it could be from here, check it out."
He blinks as if forgetting that this is a thing. Says, "Oh, right. Oh, thinking sheet music. Oh, yes." And takes the tune wheel and starts to go through it. Just going. I'm assuming he and was the snake guy or the cat, the tabaxi?
That was the tabaxi.
The tabaxi. He basically wants to pull him aside and like be like, okay, was it this? Is there a separate folder? Blah blah blah. Just go through the selection to see if any of it sounds familiar.
All right. He's going to introduce himself. His name is Proc.
Mm-hmm.
And your muscly wantee comes over and says, "Zip, it's good to see you." And then you don't say his name back to him. He says, "It's Dresdick."
Right.
Sure.
Okay.
Zip is definitely not as friendly as she was
Oh wait, no.
previous night.
Hold on.
She's gonna kind of like stand in front of Swell a little bit, like she's kind of like body blocking him. Because she's still kind of suspicious.
He's just kind of uncomfortable, puts like a hand behind his head awkwardly. Okay. And he's brutal. Can you give me an investigation check?
I'm also, just before that happens, I'm going to take the 10 minutes to cast Ritually Detect Magic.
Sure.
Just so I can have that up while the songs are being like, just in case anything pops up.
Absolutely. If Proc's going to
6.
help you,
Huh?
I was saying, you asked for Proc's help, so that means
Mhm.
you can make it with advantage.
Oh, great. Oh, that's much better. 22.
Okay.
So 3 and a 19.
The thing that you really get out of it is that most of the music that is on here is very experimental, non-music music. Proc has taken a lot of it and uses it to mix and blend. Like he'll say, "This one's got a really good hook in it," and I take that like kung clang, kung kung clang, and I layer that over top of this other song, and you realize that most of this music that Dunk has brought is kind of like what Dresdick had said about Dunk, is that he was not into, if he's not into aesthetic art, he's also not into aesthetic music. That a lot of the stuff that he dumped on them is not particularly poppy songs, except for this one musician known as Smoothsayer, who you know as being this racist guy from the Basilic Kingdom who tries to stoke the tensions between the animal people and the non-animal people. So like there's Tabaxis, Wanti, there are a lot of like half animal, half people type people, and he's saying that there's a difference between them and people like elves, dwarves, humans, and that they shouldn't live together, and it's but the thing is he does it with incredibly catchy music, and so people like to play his music. You've heard back in the Basilic Kingdoms, you'd hear him at a party because people were being subversive by playing it. Like people who wanted to provoke a reaction would play this hateful dance music. And this is like, even though it isn't experimental in the same way the others were musically experimental, you can see that maybe Dunk was trying to sow this sort of chaotic discord among these people, because they live in a village that are Wanti and Tabaxi, but also Dwarven and lizard folk. So it's like there's, different tensions going on there.
Mm-hmm. When they come across Smoothsayer, Espino says, "Ugh, Smoothsayer? Nobody cool listens to him anymore."
Yeah, no, I almost deleted this stuff. It's really bad, but I mean,
And then he basically just tosses off that one comment and then keeps going. It's not worth his notice. Also, it's not really what he's looking for precisely anyway. So,
well, it did provide you with like the clue as to why Dunk was here. It furthered your suspicions about him.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, story-wise, I'm getting Dunk is a racist and we should find him and punch him. That's what I got.
You just like ship him, figure out a way to punch through a tune wheel, and then just ship it one to him. After combing through the music, Espino just kind of sits down and is like,
And
I think that points.
my detect magic wasn't up during that, was it? There wasn't enough time that passed.
Yeah. It would have taken more than 10 minutes to go through all of those songs, and the songs that, and maybe talk about them a little bit. So, what you are getting from magic here is that the tree is incredibly magic.
Okay.
There's some sort of
like divine magic or something like that, I'm guessing.
Yeah, divine necromantic magic. coming from the tree, and like from roots to leaf.
Okay. The good thing we're not on that. We're not drinking that Lundariel's tears because, oh boy, that thing is lit up like crazy. Anything else besides that I wouldn't expect?
Did you?
Does anybody in the party have any interesting magic items that they haven't really talked to the group about? Because I'm not sure that detect magic has been an important thing before.
Okay.
I think, I mean, Swell saw Isburiel stuff last night
Yeah.
when he did that as well. There's like an armband and or something on his arm. I think that's it.
Yeah. What about Zip? Do you have any magic?
Nothing particularly magical.
Don't you have some kind
Oh,
of
in the mirror.
necklace?
I have a carved necklace, but it's not magical.
Oh, okay. Is Boxy like crazy?
I thought the necklace was magical. Boxy does not glow.
Oh.
He's actually a high-ranking wizard who has the spells to disguise his aura.
He's chosen to live as a box.
Yeah.
True polymorph.
So much simpler life.
And there's
Square to rights.
actually there would be Yarva has a small glowing thing from one of her pouches.
Okay. But I can't really quite make it out with asking them. Like, what is that? But I won't be nosy.
There's a line of ants or large bugs that are coming over to examine whatever food has been coming out of Boxy while Bug is eating, and they're like picking up the crumbs and are attracted.
Isburiel looks a little bit frustrated after finishing going through this and says, "There's nothing here where I don't get the sense that the skunk it has good intentions, but there's nothing here that indicates towards magical shenanigans." And he kind of looks around and says, "I'm going to try something out, but not here in the middle of this tree where there's thousands of skeletons rising." And
I can hear that.
he follows the sound of the distant mewling. He looks at one of the ants. Cat?
It's dinner time, apparently.
It's not. I don't even feeder it, so I have automatic feeder. And so he said, slightly sociopathic, but he reaches out and swats one of the ants. And then picks it up, kind of dangling in one leg, and says, "Anybody want to go take a walk with me?"
Yeah.
All three of the teens will.
And he asks for the flute back, like looks at Bug and says, "Can I have the flute back?"
Can you have the what?
Sorry, the
flute.
recorder. Yeah.
The record. Yeah. Oh. All right. Here. You can have
And
it.
looks at the super dirty mouthpiece and makes a face and starts to wipe it off as he heads off into the underbrush. He wants to get like at least a good 20 minutes away from the tree
Oh,
before he tries
okay.
this.
I guess we'll pack up then.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's the hammock is still out, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll put all that away. And I'll walk in that direction once I'm all packed up. You don't have to wait for me.
Are the other three following Isburiel?
Yes.
I'll follow behind them. Yeah, keeping an eye on them.
Bug, are you going to stay on your own, or are you going to follow?
No, I'm gonna follow because now I have nothing to draw. So I guess I'm curious what is happening now.
All right.
So I'm just gonna walk off into a more isolated part of the jungle where I do not see any vast evidence of skeletons or catacombs or dead bodies or anything that I know of, and is ideally very open,
Okay,
so you can see anything coming toward.
sure. You go to
And then
some
I'll
sort
hold
of
that.
clearing.
Yeah. And then
Sure.
put that spotted ant down on a rock
Yeah.
or something in front. And kind of look really dubiously at the flute again and start to play. And
I'm gonna keep an eye on the three kids to see if they do anything.
They start readying weapons,
I'm also gonna ready my weapon.
and they're not looking necessarily at Espurial. They start looking around, like
yeah.
the clearing, like the tree line and the sky, anything, anywhere.
Yeah. And he starts to play, but doesn't really have an actual song that he knows. He tries to play the song that Laura was playing the first night.
Okay, Doomhilda song.
Yeah.
Sure, you play that song
And-
on the flute.
Yep.
Or the
And while he's
recorder.
doing so, at first he just lets it play, plays it without trying to add any magic, and then after like a few minutes of this, he will start basically casting a minor illusion with it to see if that does anything.
What's your minor illusion of?
He's probably just going to basically depict little swirling figures of what's depicted in it without actually showing anything particularly specific.
Like swirling colors or swirling like humanoid figures?
Swirling humanoid figures with a figure that kind of looks like the Dunilda mentioned in the song, but there's nothing so specific that it could actually be mistaken as a real person because they're all like that big.
Okay. You cast your minor illusion. That's a cantrip. And yeah, nothing unusual happens. Everything you would expect happens.
Brian, can
I was
I
gonna say, let me play it, and you play your thing.
can I roll like a history check or something to try and remember if the kids that were attacked during the attack was it a mix of people or were they just animals people?
You can do a history check, sure.
Okay.
Quickly before I hand it over to Zip, I also try to use the actual effects of it that I know about, which is the playing really loudly and then playing the notes that don't actually exist on it.
Right. You do that, and yeah, it sounds cool, but nothing unusual happens.
I rolled a 15.
15?
Yeah.
Your history check, you're like, yeah, no, I remember definitely there were some dwarves that I had to help,
Okay.
with their wounds with the rats.
Okay. Because for a second I was like, oh, maybe it was just like people of like
Just a racist all along.
Yeah. Oh well, there goes that idea. Yeah, I think you need to have two people playing at the same time.
I do say too that I have attuned to this, so maybe it might take an hour for you to do so as well. Maybe if you
Okay,
play.
well, I'll practice
yourself.
with it.
Has Zip ever played the recorder or any instrument?
Zip has probably played a similar type of wind instrument, like a bamboo flute or something like that. But I wouldn't say that she's particularly proficient. She probably knows like one or two songs.
I will say that's A-okay.
I would say for a bit of flavor that Titus might have encouraged her to have some kind of creative outlet to try to calm it down.
So did you learn songs that were popular with other teams, or did you learn like Titus's war songs that they would have sung in battle?
Yeah, probably war songs.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say he probably would have taught her like 2 songs on like one of those like bamboo flute things.
Did she ever try to figure out like the tabs to her favorite rock songs or anything like that?
On the flute,
Yeah.
and then she got fed up and she broke the flute. And Titus was like, "This clearly isn't working."
The next year was like, look, I got you some rocks. All right, so you want to spend an hour attuning to it? Is that what I'm getting?
And just like messing around, like trying to remember the notes for whatever song.
It is
I
an
wanted to listen.
unpleasant hour for the rest of you listening to. It's just really. I don't know if you've ever had like a neighbor who's learning to play an instrument. I think Priscilla is that neighbor currently.
Yeah, I am literally learning the violin, so I am that person. Sorry.
It's like that for an hour.
But Zip mastered it in an hour. It went from like just barely blowing a note to a full song.
She's got the melody down. It's a very simple one. It's the songs she's learned are sort of the equivalent of Mary Had a Little Lamb or something.
Yeah, they're just like marching songs.
We're just standing there like scratching our heads.
Ismail definitely at like 2 minutes into this just gets up and walks away. And just like, I can't. I'll be back when she's done with it.
And
okay.
the teens are like turning to you, bugging like, "Oh, you ever play rock paper boulder parchment shears?"
Oh, yeah, I know that game.
All right, maybe we can do that. And they're just like trying to come up with like games to play with you to pass the time.
Sounds good. My relationship increases.
They are very
Social
excited
link
to.
advanced.
They become very fond of Foxy, as everybody who meets Foxy tends to be so far. And Boxy seems to like them.
Did you say Soothsayer is the name of the racist band?
Yeah, it's
Smooth
just one
Sayer.
guy.
Sorry?
Smooth.
Oh, I thought you said Soothsayer, and I was like,
It's a play on
Okay.
Soothsayer.
it still works.
So an hour has passed, and Zip is feeling attuned to the flute. You feel like you can play music that will be louder, and you can play sounds that do not normally come out of a recorder.
Can
So
I
we're gonna be
try
doing that.
then to play some of my rock music on it?
It is able to make sounds that sound a lot like rocks. Like, you know, it still sounds almost like they're being put through a filter of some sort. Like, you know, if you were listening on a Casio keyboard to like a trumpet noise, there's something that just sounds off about it. You can tell it's artificial, but it is indeed sounding kind of like rock music.
And I'm gonna get detect magic up again, just so I can watch and see if anything happens
Sure.
that's different.
Once I think she has probably got it as soon as Ismail comes back. And you'll just be like, buddy?
Ready.
Since it doesn't seem to matter what to play, you tell me what you want to play and I'll follow along.
Well, considering I only know one song, it's gonna have to be that one.
March of the Orphans.
March of the Orphans. Do you know it?
Do I know it?
It's pretty
remember I knew
famous. It's a pretty famous song. It's up to you whether you're like, oh, I don't learn the really famous marching songs. Like, that's not something Esporil would be into.
He probably knows about it just because the National Kingdom is pretty martial, supposedly, in its aims. But he probably thinks it's super tired and gross, but
It's
Since
a
it's the
song.
only song she knows.
It's a song from the Glass Kingdom or Glass Dominion, I should say. That's where they had the Orphan War.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys join in. You play your music, and the ant springs to life and starts walking towards you.
Oh,
You're seeing magic swell.
yeah.
You're seeing a swirling coalescence of the two coming together, and you're seeing like this wave spreading out slowly throughout the whole area of like this necromantic, I would say matic, like it's automatically death. Necromantic energy, which is dispersing in a larger and larger radius from the music players
Okay.
as they
As I see
play.
it start to spread, I'll be like, okay, stop.
I'll stop playing.
Does it keep going?
If you guys stop playing, both of you,
Mhm.
like it doesn't stop right that instant. It takes like a little bit of time, like in case there was a rest in the song, like dun-dun, 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 like. But after
Yeah.
you've stopped for like a good, 20 seconds or so, that circle just disappears,
Was
and
it-
that ant is still like walking
Yeah.
towards you.
Oh, the magic part
Yeah.
disappears, but the
Yeah.
ant is still moving. Okay.
Yeah.
What did you see? What was it?
Well, one.
Look!
Yeah.
There's
Ooh.
You brought back the squished ant. Oh, that's much better than miners.
So, okay, the magic, did it come from both instruments or just one?
It emanated from both.
Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, East, your instrument,
look down at the ant and go, gross.
just,
And then I squash it again.
that's it. I'll be like, is your Kruth, whatever, is it magic at all? Like, and I'm gonna pick it up and like kind of look it over.
Be careful with that. Oof. It's only magic in the sense that any instrument of wood and sinew and the skill of a skilled player is magic,
Okay.
but it's not arcane.
Because you had magic coming out of this, eh? Like there was literally like magic coming out of this thing, and I'll be like shaking it in your face, like.
And I'm like holding onto the other side of it, trying desperately to like shield it from him. And I say, "Oh, of course, there's magic coming out of it because I do magic. That's what I do it with."
Yeah, but like you don't when you play when you okay. His thoughts are like.
Have you ever seen me actually do this with do magic with your sights on?
No.
Didn't I tell you? No, it's not the same.
You play by yourself, and I'll sit back down and like just look up at you.
I just played a minor illusion again, and just make another little illusion of the. Well, I guess I can't because this isn't a creature. I'll just make another little pebble just like drop down out of nowhere.
Okay. But is that you casting a spell, or is that
It's me casting a spell.
okay?
It's a spell.
Do you-
No, it's a cantrip.
Do you have to cast magic when you play, or can you just?
No,
Okay, just play. Just play.
but I generally have to play. Oh, just play.
Okay, so
Wait, do you want me to cast magic or do you want me to play? I'm very confused right now.
you just gotta play.
You
Play.
go.
Wait, were you casting magic before when you were playing?
A little bit, but not the entire time. Well, not. Are you asking about the previous nights? Because no, it was not.
Okay. All right. So do what you were doing when this happened. The last couple of nights. Whatever you
He starts
did.
to play.
Yeah.
He just starts to play what he remembers. Well, the Dunhilda song again, just by himself, and
Yeah.
then just normally.
You do not get any magical reading from that swell.
Okay. Okay.
And then I'll join in with my discordant song, the only one that I know.
So you join in with the discordant song that you know, and you start to see a wave of necromantic energy start swirling around the two of them again.
Okay. I'll put my hand on the strings of the thing to stop East playing. And I'll just like look at the bone flute while Zip's playing. Is it still?
Yeah, it's still swirling around.
even though there's no music coming out of.
Right.
Okay. Okay. It's definitely that thing. That's what's causing it. Yeah. Okay.
Well, or Bug, do either of you know any songs if you play along at the same time? If you play something at the same time and this boreal steps back.
The necromantic energy is getting further and further to the edges of the
I'm
clearing.
gonna slap the
Gonna say,
flute.
"Stop
I'm
playing."
gonna like just stop it.
Just say stop.
Yeah.
You can't see it, but like that death wave is like going everywhere. It's like spreading out.
Yeah, we could try a different instrument. I might have a instrument.
Just
I rummaged
Yeah.
through Foxy.
What instrument would you like to pull out?
Here's an old guitar.
All right. It's a 6-string guitar. It only has 5 strings, and it is not in tune.
what?
Right. Yeah, and
Perfect.
yeah, and I don't really know how to play it, but I'm just like, do I? And I just start strumming.
All right.
So
So, are you playing on the flute too? Somebody doing that?
I'll toot on the flute.
All right. Tooting on the flute and strumming on the guitar. And the discordant music is starting to swirl
Okay.
around. Nope, there's nothing.
Nothing.
No magic.
Is it actually? Are they playing music though? Like, is Bug playing a song?
okay, what if?
I mean, it depends on, like, compared to what music you were just looking at on that music player, on the music wheel, this counts as music. But if you're like, an aesthetic purist who is like, no, I'm not listening to this. La la la. This is like, kids practicing. It's like a kindergarten concert. Like, then it's not music in that sense.
What if Isboreal plays very badly on the instrument?
We're basically just gonna like go through all the different possible combinations
Okay.
of this.
Well, yeah.
Well-
What if Isburial plays the guitar? Maybe it's
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Here's try this.
Okay. I pick it up and I start to tune it. Despite the fact that I was missing a string.
So you tune it as best you can, and a
And-
few minutes later, you and Zip join in a tune, and there's no magic.
Okay. All right. I point at the Kruth and the flute, and I'm like, J'accuse, both of you. It's these two instruments.
I
Wait,
kind of hold
what
on,
if-
look at the, and I look at around and I don't know if there's anyone I'd trust to actually play this. So, but what if I would suggest someone else try to play it, but you would put your fingerprint all over it.
I don't think I know how to anyway.
Dutran pops up with the hand, and then points to you, and then starts writing something down in the air. And it's like, trying to get some.
Paper and pen, or pencil.
You give paper and pen or chalk or something
Yeah.
to her. She starts writing out something.
Okay.
And she writes out, "Do you trust your unseen servants?"
That's yes, but would that count as a? I actually don't know if the unseen servant can play music.
Well, we don't have to. They don't have to play it well. We just have to see if as long as it
Yeah,
can make a sound.
You've definitely heard unseen servants playing music when you've been to parties before.
Okay.
You've seen like just musical instruments sitting there and playing, like the harp and the very like chamber music.
I will whistle a brief passage, and basically I'm quick casting the unseen servant instead of doing ritual because essentially the detect magic is up, and he also just wants to get down to the bottom of this, and hands the Kruth over to this one is Tolal, and there's the play I'm starting to hate the song. Play Dunhilda.
And who's joining in with it? Is it Zip?
I guess
It's
it
Zip,
has to
but she
be.
only knows one song.
All
So
right.
she's gonna play the one song she knows.
You play two different songs at the same time, and you're watching with the swirling magic energy does appear.
Oh,
Necromantic energy starts swirling around.
okay. Stop.
I stopped playing.
But I'll stop.
Huh, okay. It's both instruments
my-
being played at the same time. Where did you get
No, it's
yours
fine.
from?
It's from a. Did you have a particular thing in mind, Brian?
I thought you had it in your background a little bit.
No, not really.
Okay.
It's an instrument from one of the cloth makers, a luthier in. I forget the name of the city it's from, but from the Vassal Kingdom.
Okay. Have you had it?
Although it does occur to me
Mm-hmm.
that's the most standout piece of music or artist, if that word could be used very loosely, in that collection of music that Donkey did have a musician from the Vassal Kingdom. I don't know if this is sufficient to hook anything together.
Think they're like related? Like,
It's the only link I can think of.
was this brand new when you bought it?
No, generally the better instruments have some age on them.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. If we play that at the same time as that, that's how you get dead people.
Hmm.
And there's no magic whatsoever on the Krauth, the Kruth. I have no idea how to pronounce it. I'm gonna butcher it until someone corrects me.
Your detect magic does not reveal any magic on it.
Okay. Okay.
Can you do? Would I know about the existence of remove curse?
Wait, what was that?
Would I know about the existence of remove curse itself?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's a fairly common.
Right. Can you do that thing? Well, I think it's a lot of priests can do, or temples, where you go to them and they bless it, or they help remove taint or that sort of thing.
Yeah, I've seen them do it. Like, once or twice. It's not pretty common, like, but I know it's something that I think I could
It's in
do
your
it.
future.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't do it now because I don't have the ability. Like I can try and do it, but I don't think it'll work.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Well, I suppose if this one starts when the clues and the pipe are played together, the answer is not to do that. And maybe it's better that we take it away.
We know that it wasn't Lara. That's good.
Yeah, because I mean, I feel bad now because I said some pretty bad things, but she wouldn't have known that this thing does those things. So
You know that. You don't even know her. Maybe she knew all along.
She did. I mean, I don't think she did.
yeah,
I knew her okay. And I don't know. She was really upset about all this. She didn't seem to know what was going on. I don't think she would have joined in that second night. I mean, she thought it was going to
Yeah.
happen again.
we'll take.
You wouldn't have known about these Boreals, this magical instrument.
I don't think there's any way that the stone could have known that we would come along. It seems very specific to my instrument and to this.
What did they say he was doing? He was on a walkabout? Learning
Yes.
stuff. Yeah.
I will remind Zip that the orange-haired character that gave music to your person also gave Smoothsayer to the person in your Minotaur friend that you spent some time talking to in the middle of the night back in Thornwall.
Oh, right. And I had gotten her. I think we'd swapped some music too.
Yeah.
She wasn't suspicious.
Well, did you still want to go back in, Peace? Did you want to...
He looks a little disappointed. And then his face burns and he shakes and says, I suppose there is no point now. We uncovered the base of this, and it does not seem that Laura is likely to have been in on it from the beginning. It's very, very weird. That's the only word I can think of to describe this. It's weird all around.
A pretty big coincidence.
Yes, I'm not sure I totally believe it is coincidence yet, but if not, then we don't have enough information.
I think we should keep
So
an
what do
eye
you
on
want to do with this flute then? Should we break it? Should we smash it?
No.
Well, we're going up to a volcano. Maybe we could drop it in the volcano.
Or we can just wait until I can remove the curse from it, if it is indeed cursed, and then...
Yeah, let's hold on to it. It's a great drawing stick.
But let's just not play them at the same time for the meantime.
Yeah, maybe it'll come in handy. We can.
Yeah, maybe we'll want to
Yeah,
summon the
we
dead.
might find ourselves in a position where we need a lot of undead really quick.
Undead may I remind you that we do not control.
That's fine.
I think.
I mean, you know, as long as they can't get to us. Not that I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right.
So where to?
Oh, you guys coming with us?
Yeah, I mean, unless you're telling us to go jump off a cliff, you know, we'll leave you guys if you're not into us hanging out with you. But
No, we can.
What?
You can come with us.
we're not saying we're joining you forever or anything. But you know, like at least travel around with you for a bit, see how things go.
What's your destination? Like, what's your goal?
Find some place to live that's not that xenophobic jerkhole backwater town we just came from.
Do you guys have any money?
Yeah, some, not a lot.
Okay.
I thought for a second Bug was going to try roll them.
Are you going to charge them for our services? It's going to be 10
I'm just
gold
like,
pieces
where-
a day to escort you.
I'm just like, where are they gonna stay when they leave their parents? Who's gonna take them?
So thrifty.
All right. I mean, I'm down for it. I'm to come along. That's
I mean,
fine.
you're like 13 and you already live on your own.
True.
I have different expectations for other people.
Okay.
But yeah, no. I mean, we played rock parchment.
Boulder Parchment Shears.
Scissors. Yeah. So we're friends now. So I'm happy to.
Oh, I don't think we're going anywhere tonight. It's a bit late, and I mean we could push on if everyone's up for it, but I don't know what the jungle's like to travel through. I assume bad.
You do know. You know that the jungle sucks.
Yeah, that's true. I know that.
We did just come through this top of the jungle, especially if we're heading back toward the volcano.
Well, that's yeah.
I mean,
that's
where
where-
else are we gonna stay though? Are we gonna stay here by the tree?
I guess.
You're not here by the tree. You're in a clearing about 20 minutes away.
Oh,
Yeah.
Are we gonna stay in this clearing?
Sorry, what were they going to say? That's where.
It gets actually Yarva would probably be the one who says this. She says it gets dangerous the closer you get to the volcano, and the closer you get to the shore, the safer the jungle usually is. Not as many creatures left.
Well, I think.
So are we set on going to the volcano? Are we not gonna find the brush wand person?
I think we should.
What's her name?
Britta.
Britta Brushwand.
Yeah, Britta brush wand.
I think we should, but. I mean, while we're here, we should go investigate that volcano. That's where the
Can
crystal.
you remind me who Britta Brushwand is?
She is one of the Titan Slayers that lives on an island pretty much straight north from here, like maybe could be a couple weeks travel. Maybe only a week's travel, depending on winds and weather and luck.
She's not on this island?
She's not on this island.
Oh, I see.
We were going to go to a village on the shore and try and get a boat.
Yeah.
Yes. You have, I think, 2 more major cities or towns, not major cities, 2 more like decent sized towns to hit on your way to the coast.
Do we know how long it would take to go back to the volcano?
I think that's about 3 days from where you are.
And how far to the coast?
About 3
Oh,
days.
three
You're,
days. Okay.
you're pretty much
We're right
in the
in the
middle.
middle. It's built.
I will
Sorry,
say
go
that a reminder that you guys know that the higher up the volcano you get, there was an area of zombies that wander around up there that have plants that create them, and they sort of protect the upper ring of the volcano. So not a lot of people are able to get to that top level, and it's rumored that that's where the bookworm lives.
Espolino says, well, while I'm eager to get back to a place with more civilization, I do think if we are here already, it seems a shame to spend the time traveling to find Britta and then say, oh no, we lost our masters and we are on the very island where it looked like one of the titans that they sealed was, but we didn't go to investigate it. And they found out that that was a fact.
Yeah, I would hate to make the journey back. But I also don't know what we expect to find at the volcano. Like,
Some sort of evidence of.
If it broke out, maybe someone tempered, broke it out.
And if that.
The arcane magics.
Like,
codes.
even if we can find the spot where they sealed away the original Titan, at least that gives us a place to shoot for.
And we can at least rule it out if there is nothing there. We can tell Britta that we will look there and there was nothing that we could find.
We can also question that bookworm fella, if he's up there still. Ask him just a couple of casual questions.
A reminder that she was female,
Sorry.
but that's okay.
She has encountered this dunk on her travels. She seems to be one of the few other people who travels regularly on this island.
yeah, I am interested in meeting her, but it seems quite dangerous. Maybe we should just go to the Tabaxi town and have them look in the Jelly Gem.
That is still
Look at the
actually
volcano.
also do that. Yeah.
I thought that they could only look at people, though.
Can they only look at people? Do we know that?
I think that they were telling you that they were able to look at places, but they hadn't been able to look at places off the island. They could look at basically any place that wasn't protected.
We had to pass
Right.
back through that way anyway, don't we? So
Yeah,
I mean-
maybe they have forgotten how mean we were to them and will help us.
We were perfectly fine.
Yeah, we left on good terms.
It was a good reason for
I
all
really
of our
feel
actions.
like we improved their society somewhat.
Yeah, maybe we can go back and see how they've changed since we left.
in the 3 days.
How,
It's just on fire. Gem is mine!
I don't know. I feel like
yeah,
I guess we have to go through the Tabaxi village if we want to go back to the volcano, but I also feel like we're going backwards. Like, maybe we should just keep moving forwards. Maybe Britta's got an easier way to get us to the top of the volcano so we can check it out. Like, I don't know. It might have some sort of teleportation spell or access to some kind of, like, flying vessel.
Yeah. Does she have a flying companion?
Yeah.
Oh, we might know.
Your knowledge of Britta is that she is a bard, and so she creates magic, and it's likely she has some she does have some very powerful magic. Which spells exactly she has, you don't know. So a lot of spellcasters do have some way to travel great distances, whether it's teleportation or flying carpet or whatever.
And the other thing I want to point out is that we could barely deal with like some undead rats and a couple of undead miner guys. So if we're going to go up there and there's like a whole ring of undead, that could end very poorly for all of us. Like I'm confident in our abilities.
Seems very dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, and our travel companions.
I want to interject for a moment as the dungeon master and say, just to let you know, I honestly don't care which way you go. I'm not trying to push you in one way or the other. Either way is absolutely fine and full of interesting choices. So make the choices you think your characters would make.
Swell wants to move forward. He doesn't want to go back. I'll say, I think I've said as much.
I think there is Melton at least going to look, and I don't particularly want to go back to saying "Mother, may I" to another adult.
I think we should go to the volcano.
Why do you?
I didn't hear that, Zip. You think you should go to the what?
I think we should go to the volcano.
Wait, Isroya, did you say you want to move forward or go back to the volcano?
To the volcano. I think if we get to I have a mild suspicion that if we get back to Britta, she will tell us not to worry and to take care of it, and that she will take care of it, and then we will just go back to.
Also, there's probably a pretty good chance that she's also like been trapped into some kind of crystal.
Well, that's the other thing, right?
Only not a doubter, huh? Having seen her, you're not like, oh, they're all fine. They're probably just back where they were.
I mean, I am curious to meet the bookworm. I've been hearing about her. Now I'm like, who is she?
Who is she?
It's just really into
I have to be her.
All right. I mean,
So,
okay. I'm happy to do that too. I just, yeah.
and I don't
if
want
there's
any
nothing
regrets.
If there is nothing to be found there, I have no desire to see my beautiful skin become a dried, leathery zombie itself. So if it looks like there are too many, we can maybe ask the Tabaxi village to have a look in the area, see if there's even anything worth looking for first.
Maybe if
And
you
then-
play the flute backwards, it'll like turn the zombies back into real people.
I look at who was holding it last? I think it was
Zip.
it was it, right? Still has it. And then I
I'm
kinda
like
look
looking at
the-
it thoughtfully.
Yeah.
Like Zip has no
That's-
idea how magic
Yeah.
works.
It's like,
Or woodwinds,
Like-
apparently.
Maybe if you like play
That's actually a good idea. I think that
That's a
I
really
like that
stupid idea.
idea. Look, Zip came up with that. The other idea of putting the goo, using the the what is it? The slime to glue back the jelly together, and it worked.
Yeah,
So
Once.
maybe
I know things.
Once.
okay. Let's go to volcano. Well, we don't have to.
Let's not go right now. Let's just hunker down for the night and
volcano,
then
right? All right.
first thing in the morning.
So we should find a good camp spot and
Yeah.
welcome new companions.
Hmm.
Half the time that we spend traveling is just bickering.
Yeah, we
Just for your
gathered that.
information.
But I mean, if we've got all night, we'd love to hear more about how you got a gelato. You put together a gem from some oozes or something, and yeah, you can fill us in on your backstory as much as you want.
If you get the camp set up very quickly, maybe we'll tell you the story.
They start, hanging up their hammocks in the trees on the edge of the clearing.
And
Wait, is it
So
like
it's-
5 p.m.? Like
It's
Kinda
probably
still
closer
early.
to like 6 or 7 now. It's pretty early,
Okay.
like for a bunch of teens that were up till 4 in the morning last night, or up all night basically.
did you guys bring any food?
Yeah, of course. You guys got food too, right?
I'll look nervously at
Boxy?
Boxy.
Look at Boxy. Do we have food, Boxy?
Foxy shakes a head.
Uh,
I still have a few rations. They feel very nice to me. Or you can pay me either way.
I will point out that Zip and Swell are both familiar with this area and know how to forage for food.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I was foraging for food before, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah, good to gather some food for the road, I would say.
Dresdick starts going to. It's not me this time. It's not me this week.
Sorry.
Starts going to the trees and starts climbing up them. It's like, yeah, I'll start looking for some fruit then. Look for what's right.
I'll have a look
Starts.
around as well.
Hanging up the hammocks with her tabaxi buddy Proc.
I'll just have the unseen servant finish setting up the Isburiel's part of the camp while Isburiel just whiles away the time.
All right. Is there anything you guys want to do on a role-playing thing before we zip ahead a little bit forward in time?
I guess I'll just I think I'll figure it out like that this guy has got a crush on Zip and then get a little bit shy the rest of the night.
Yara also seems to have a bit of an interest in you. Maybe not a crush, but is at least interested in talking to you and striking up conversations.
Okay. Then obliviously I will engage in conversation with Yava.
Zip, on the other hand, has not figured out that this guy has a crush on her, and it acts completely obliviously.
And then the next day, you guys can have your long rest. The next day, you guys are traveling through the jungle, and I want you guys to tell me, either make a survival check or something to make your day go easy, that you're not going to run into things. So you can pick a survival check, or you can say, I'm going to cast this spell that does something, sort of like a skill test.
All right. I will use survival because I remember I have that ring that has the bird in it, bird's eye in it, so I can help navigate us. So using that ring, I'll try to get us through. So first one is 19. Yeah, 19's the highest.
And with a roll of 19, you're able to navigate them pretty safely through the morning around the town, the Thunder Route that you don't want to go back into, and sort of steering the direction towards the Tabaxi town. Get yourself back on those trails. It's pretty easy going through the morning thanks to Swell's skills. Does anybody want to give me a check for the next part of the day? You could use stealth, you could use investigation, any sort of skill you think, might help you, notice any dangers that might be lurking for you.
Aspariel is at some point hears some rustling and says, "We have to be quiet," and starts stealthing. So,
all right. What's your stealth check?
15.
15. Yeah, you managed to help the group stay stealthy and avoid, there are those angry monkeys again that like throwing fruit on people to try and cause mischief, and you managed to get them to, the group to avoid them and just stay quiet and let them pass by. And we'll do one more check to finish out the day. Who wants to do the last check? Something that's not stealth or survival.
Do you have any useful skills you want to use?
Acrobatics. Could.
How would you use acrobatics to help the group?
Is some animal forest creatures attack us, I use my strong acrobatic skills to catch all of the rocks that they throw at us.
This is in a way that to avoid entanglements of any sort. So like something that you can do that will help people not get involved with it.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
For the acrobatics?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yes.
the monkeys give you an idea, and when there's something on the ground, you look up toward the trees and find like a path on branches to help get over something
Oh yeah, that's good.
or bypass something.
Yeah. My balance skills to climb and to,
All right. So give me a acrobatics check.
17.
17. So you're able to climb up into these branches, and you spot a way up ahead that's going to save you some time. There's like there are some panthers that you spotted like ahead on the track. Like one of you spotted it with your perception, and you're like, oh, if we go over this way, there's actually a ravine with a tree trunk across it, and we could all walk across this tree trunk and be on the other side of this chasm, and the panthers won't be able to get at us, and then we can get back to the main road later. So give me, you said you got a 15 on that?
17.
17? Yeah, you no problem are able to lead people through that.
Nice.
And everybody succeeds in their ability to get over thanks to your navigation of how to get over that precariously balanced bridge.
Good work.
So then, the end of the first day, you guys are pretty close to the Tabaxi village, and you could press on and get there if you wanted. Do you want to try and get there tonight, or do you want to rest in the forest?
Like, how long?
That would,
Get there tonight.
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be nice.
All right. You guys keep going on, and it's pretty safe getting there. And this is Phantom Wall, where all their ghosts are outside protecting the spirits, or protecting the people inside. And your new visitors are like, wow, this looks even cooler than you told us. These iridescent ghosts. It's so cool. And they, pledge not to fight the people inside and are allowed to travel inside. And question for you guys, how are you feeling time-wise? Do you want to deal with the Tabaxi village, or do you want to save that for another night?
I'm good for either, whichever way. So
Yeah, I'm happy for either.
Well, we can save it for if this is a good stopping point, we can save it for next time.
Cool.
sounds good.
Are they happy to see us? Did they miss us?
Until next week.
Yeah. Do you
We'll
want to
find out if they missed us or not.
All right.
Should I put on my evil elf costume?
Yeah. Do you put that on before you go in?
Yeah.
Feel like at this point I probably should.
No, I think you're fine. Just leave it. I don't know.
All right, then. I guess we'll call it an evening there on that exciting cliffhanger of will the Tabaxis hate you? How has life changed now that you've given them an incredible amount of power and will their structure of society have changed in any way?
I feel like we've unlocked Pandora's box for them. This is there's no going back. They
They've
Gonna have
probably
to-
been spying on us the whole
you
time.
reckon?
I reckon.
Oh, that's a good question. Have they been able to? Remember what happened
Oh,
last
that's
time?
right. Yeah.
No, we fixed it.
No, but they are not able to spy on Gifted, right? Even with the mirror.
You just know that when they tried to look at you guys before, it was completely black.
Oh,
You don't know why.
I forgot about that.
They didn't say why. They just were unsure. Yeah, I'm gonna have to re-listen to that episode and find out what's going on in that. Decide what's going on in that village. So I guess it's worth pausing here. Good DM tip. If you can't remember what was going on in the village, pause it and come back next week.
Revisit your notes. Just
Yeah.
The names of the characters, but I don't remember what their emotional states were. Yeah,
We
is
left on decent terms. Like
Oh,
we
yeah.
fixed their stupid crystal.
It wasn't the worst anyway.
does anybody have a favorite moment from tonight?
I liked all the music puns. They were really good.
Zip trying to play an instrument she has no idea how to play.
And only knowing one song.
Yep.
I just want to mention a couple comments from the chat in that vein of music puns. Ufkase, or Eric, says, smoke mephit on the water elemental. That's one. And guitar stores have to ban people from playing Stairway to Mount Celestia. So, it's pretty good.
We were just dealing with Mount Celestia in our home game
Yes, we were.
with the Modron March. Yeah, and fantastic drawings and character moments tonight. I really enjoyed watching you guys doodle what was going on. Yeah, let's reconvene next week. We have been Boya.
Hey, what? Are we doing outro?
Yeah,
I'm Boya. Thanks for watching. I'm an illustrator, so you can check out my stuff on my website or Instagram.
and Priscilla.
Hi, I'm Priscilla. I'm also an illustrator, and you can see my stuff on at my site, priscillakim.com, or on Twitter, where I actually haven't posted a lot of art recently, so it's probably better to go on my website if you want to see art.
And Caitlin.
Thanks for watching, guys. I've been Caitlin. See you next week.
Matt.
Hey, thanks for watching. I've been Matt. You can follow me along on Instagram. I just posted a bunch of sketches I did of all the characters.
Yeah, they were very cool. I enjoyed seeing your interpretations
Thank you.
of all of the cast members.
I didn't realize until I finished them all that I'd actually drawn Swell and Zip on a beach, like both on a beach, but that because it plays into their backstory.
Well,
So
that works.
We were both from beaches.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, thank you for the drawing of Vespurio too. I forgot to say at the time because I've not been very online, but
Oh.
it's really cute.
I keep tagging the wrong thing. I don't tag Autumn
Yeah.
Flame. I tag the
Yeah.
other one, which is not
Yeah.
right. And I'm like, oh god damn it. So,
I mean, it's technically right. It's the same person. It's still my account. But yeah.
but I remembered after the
It's not
fact.
the active one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Also, I like how we've been saying I've been, blank.
I've been
Our name, as if that might change in the future. You never know.
Might.
And I have been and still am being Brian. And
And will be being.
I will be being present positive participle. I'm the ghost of present past participle. I don't know. I can't remember all those phrases we're supposed to know for English. Yeah. May you make your magical mark wherever you go. Good night,
Oh, that's a
everyone.
nice one.
Nice one.
Right.
Night.
That goes. Like,
Bye.
Night.